Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on day 10 of the 12 days of wax fills and deals. And so I'm so excited to hang out with you guys again today to make a fun little gift wrapping wax fill project. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me know how you're doing today. Let me know where you're watching from. I can see we've got a bunch of people here already. I can see Teresa's here. Welcome. And April. Jackie's here, Kimberly's here, Cindy's here, wet, heavy snow. It snowed once here and it just doesn't quite feel like Christmas without the snow. Welcome. I'm glad you're able to come for your first time to watch it from the beginning. That's going to be so fun. I can see Catherine's here, Marilyn's here, Grammy, Teresa, Amy, welcome everyone. And we've got Virginia and Donna from Bismarck, North Dakota. I love it. Catherine from Florida. Welcome everyone. Okay, so first I want to share the deals of the day. And I saw there was a few questions about the deal of the day. There's 3 items that are the deal today. So let me show you these. So there's also past deals that are still available as well. So let me show you these. So the first one is the green blend. So in this set, well, I'm not going to open it because then they're going to go everywhere. But you can see there's a bunch of, it's just all different colors of green. So there's probably like 7 different colors of green in this blend. So it's super pretty and it's on sale for the deal of the day. So it's 20% off. So it's $8 for the set. So that's the first deal of the day. The second one is this tree stamp. So it has not been in the lettering box. It's similar because it's a similar shape, but the tree is different. So this was a bonus gift for Black Friday if you spent over $100. So you may have gotten it, but you could still get another one if you want, but it's only $10. So it's a great deal. And it's such a cute stamp and it works really well with the technique that we're going to do today. So and then the last one is my favorite deal of the day, which I'm really excited about. It's a stamp set. So it has in it, there's 3 blank stamps, but they're not completely blank because they have this border around the edge. And that's going to let us do some really fun things with it because we can cut it out and connect it to make like a chain really easily versus just using a blank stamp. So it comes in the 3 sizes. So it's a 20 millimeter, 25 millimeter. So about an inch, a little smaller than an inch and a little more than an inch are the 3 different sizes. So I'm going to be using this today. And I did want to show you really quick. Let me know if you can see my screen. So this is the 12 days of deals, but you can see it's only $32. So originally it's $55. So it's such a good deal. And then you've got the tree stamp and the waxes. But because we're doing the beads, you can see there's still the ribbons available and also the warmers and the spoons, and the electric warmer is also available still. So you could snag both of those, grab the tree and the green, and you've got a wax cell kit ready to go. So everything, it's just a fun way to do a gift, I feel like. Let me fix this. Just like, it's such a good deal. Get all the things so you could get the tree because this is like Christmassy, but you could use this all through the winter months. Grab the green, grab the warmer and the spoon, and then you've got everything that someone would need to make some sills. Or you could get this set and get the warmer and the beads, and that would work too. So what we're doing today is we're going to do some variety of chains. Is the set of border blanks something that will be in the shop after the holidays as well? Yes. So this one, it was in the shop as part of the holiday collection before and it sold out. So this is like the restock and I put all of them that I have on this deal. So they're all going to go for the deal price and then I'll restock them again next year as well. But the price will be more. So it's a good time if you want to get the deal. But I do think these are really fun. So the first thing, I'm going to actually be using these ones. This is my set. So I'm going to set this aside. And let me show you some of the supplies that I have today. So today I'm working with just hot glue. So I've got crystal, and let me hold on one moment while I get my screen set up. Okay, I figured out I like myself better on this side than the other side, so I figured it out. Okay, so crystal clear hot glue, and we've got a low temp glue gun. So that's been heating up. So we've got that going. I've got parchment paper here. I have two little gifts. These are just little notepads that I have that are part of a gift. So I just wrapped those up. I did one with white paper and one with green. I wanted papers that were more simple in pattern because we're going to be putting flat pressed flower sills on top. So I don't want it to get too busy. So these were this was the best option I had that was like holiday. And then I just did a plain white one so we can kind of see how that goes. I also have with me some paper towels. So you'll want some of that. Oh, I'm checking out, but 40 still is charged at checkout, not 32. Let me fix that right now because I might have not adjusted that. So don't check out yet. One moment and I'll fix it because I want you guys to get the deal. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. And saving. Okay, so if you refresh, it should, yeah, it's working. It's showing up on mine. So just refresh, Cindy, and then it should show up for the 32 amount. Thank you guys for letting me know about that. I was doing it too fast that I missed it. Okay, so we've got these. I also have with me this little set. I'm going to use some of the jump links from here. I've got my Krylon gold leafing pen that we're going to use today, which will be really fun. I've got a set of tweezers. I've got ribbon. The other thing I have here, that now they're getting way too cold, is I've just got a bunch of regular blanks. So if you got the holiday gift box, you'll have all of these sizes. And if they get icy, it's okay. I'll show you how to clean them off. But I kind of grabbed a variety of sizes. So we're going to do like two different types of chain situation. And the last thing I have here are my flowers. So let me get situated. In the past, I've done these lives on like a larger table, and we've been using all our tables for packing orders. So they're all downstairs. So I'm just using this little like desk. So it's just a little tinier than normal. So, okay. So I was thinking, because it's Christmas time, I'm going to grab my tweezers. I was thinking we would do like red, white, and or green leaves. So these aren't flowers, but red, white, and green are what I'm thinking. So I do have some red, and I actually don't use red flowers a lot. So I was excited because I was like, well, I'll actually get to use these today. So I have had pressed flowers. That one's really pretty in my shop in the past, and I haven't been able to find a good replacement manufacturer for that. So I don't have a lot of good floral options in my shop right now, but you can get a lot of really pretty pressed flowers on Etsy. You can get sets on Amazon, but I would say just be thorough in checking for them and finding them, because some of the flowers just they're painted, but they look fake. These flowers are painted too, but it's not like over the top colors that makes it like, ugh, if you know what I mean. So anyway, so I'm just grabbing a few of these. I'm really excited about this red because normally I'm not a huge red fan. Let me know if red's your favorite color. It's not my favorite color, but at Christmas time, it's perfect. So we've got a bunch of red. Let's see. Just ordered tree stamp and green wax beads. I love it. Thank you so much, Michelle. Excited. I snatched the snowflake set. It just arrived, and I have to compliment you on fast shipping. I know the team has been doing so good at trying to keep up with all the orders. And so I'm really grateful that they've been doing such a good job with that. If you can opt to ship everything together, so if you wanted to wait till all the days of deals and ship everything together, just put in the comments combine for 12 days of deals, and then we'll know to combine them. So I'm just grabbing kind of a selection. This one's kind of yellowy, so I think I'm gonna put that back. It's a little too yellowy. Um, but these are just some of my pressed flowers that I have, so you can use whatever ones you have. I have a lot of the daisy ones. Ooh, kind of grab a selection, and then I wanna grab a few green. The green ones are nice because you can break these bigger ones into smaller kind of chunks. So I'll just grab a few of those types. Thinking one from down here. I can separate them. I need to kind of organize them again. Oh, and this is a pretty, this one's like a light green. I've used most of that one up. There's one of them over here. But I really like that color. Okay, so now we've got our pressed flowers. So now we're going to be kind of set to get started. Let me see. Ordered. Thank you, Marilyn. When will the 2-inch blank round stamp be in again? That one will be after the new year. So, or actually, no, sorry, I lied. It's one of the deals of the day. I'm getting so there's so many deals and things. So yes, not today. It will be this Friday, so the 12th. It's that deal. So wait till Friday, and then you'll get it for a deal, for deal of the day. Okay, so now we're actually going to start making our sills. So the other thing to note is anytime we're working with hot glue, our stamps have to be cold. So we can't do this. I'm just going to reposition a little bit. We can't make sills unless we have our stamps on an ice pack, because if we put these into hot glue, the glue will just stick. So these haven't been on the ice pack, so I need to put them on, but my other blanks have. So I can grab my ice pack that's here. Whoops. And I'm going to put those back. Got a little bit of water there. Okay, so I just need to put these on the ice pack so they're ready to go. So we'll do that one second. So the first one are just with blank rounds is what we're doing. So what I want to do is kind of just create this collage of pressed flower sills with my different sizes. And so I do have some paper towels here to help me dry these off. But this is a really large one. So I do want to choose a large flower to go in it. And I'm going to have that be kind of the center of it all. So this is my size. So for actually choosing, like, where did the tweezers go? So for choosing a flower still or a flower for this, something like this is going to be a great size. I don't want a flower that extends too far off the edge because then it will mess up with the rim. But if it extends a little bit, it's totally fine. So this is probably my biggest one that I have. So that's the one that I'm going to use. And so I'm just going to pour right onto the parchment paper. And I just want to make sure that this is totally like dried. And I'm going to use a little bit on the cloth of my shirt just to make sure. But I'm just going to pour my hot glue. And I kind of need a lot. I'll maybe do a little more. Smaller than the stamp size, but it's more than what I do for a normal sill just because it's a bigger. And then I'm going to press it in. And that's it. I got to let that one cool. So then I can grab my next size up. So this size. And we might do multiple of the smaller size. I ordered 2 quick as you went live and the rounds were 40. Can you adjust for me? Yes. So if you ever run into an issue like that, that's no problem. I'm going to put this in here. Okay, so I just put the email address in there. So just send a quick email. Alyssa does all my customer service emails and just be like, hey, Alyssa, I ordered this and Betsy hadn't adjusted the price correctly. Can you please send me the refund? So then we'll refund you the $8. But so sorry about that. I was like, I have everything ready and I didn't. So I have this one, and I think because we're doing Christmas, it would be good to kind of alternate colors. So I don't want to do a white one again. So this one could be a red. That one could work. And then I can get my next one ready as well really quick. Alyssa is terrific. She is. She's the best. Yeah, I love Alyssa. She's amazing. Everyone on the team is amazing. It's definitely could not do it without all of their hard work and help. Okay, so this one's 25. So this one I'm thinking like a green. So I know this isn't coming together yet, but it will. And these you can always break off pieces to get it to be the size that you want. So now it fits perfect. So that's the exact size that I want. Okay, so this one should be done. When it's done, it should come right off the parchment paper. If it's sticking, it's not cooled yet. And because we put this on the ice pack, it should come right off. But you can see it's clear because it's hot glue. This we can put back on the ice pack so we can use it again if we'd like. And now I need to do the next one. So I'm going to pour another one, and this is where we're going to start to make the chain or like connect the sills together. So I'm going to press, got it pressed, and then I'm just going to shove it into the side. Let me bring you guys a bit closer. There. So, and then I got to let that dry. And then I'm going to continue doing that and kind of building like this little collage of flower sills. So I'm thinking I'll probably use these 3 sizes just once, and then I'll repeat the smaller sizes a few times to kind of like fill in the spaces. So the next one is going to be this size, and I do need to grab another glue stick. They're crystal clear hot glue sticks. AdTech brand is my favorite. You can see it's a little bit blue, but once it's pressed, it's pretty clear. And I will say I've seen some things online like sticks of hot glue that are like super clear, but when I've tried to actually use them and pour them in my gun, they get really gunky and weird. Like they don't work well. And so I do like the way this glue actually flows out, even though it's not perfectly clear. It's pretty clear once it's like pressed and flat. So I do like it for that. I have the tree, but I'm ordering another as a gift. Going to introduce it to a friend and maybe she'll get hooked. It'd be nice to have a crafty friend. It would be. I think it would be so fun. I've been really loving these lives. And I think someone had commented earlier that it feels like we're all friends now because we've been on the lives together. And it's like, it'd be so fun to do some in-person crafting for like in-person wax seal making, you know? I think it would be such a blast. So this one's going to be a little smaller. So I'm changing the size of the hot glue based on the size of the stamp. So I'm going to press that one, and then I'm going to go in here and connect it. And then I got to let that cool. So now I can start to work on these other areas. So I have 3 other small ones. And so this one got really, really icy. So I'm just going to get this dried off and defrosted. Let me know how your day is going. Yay! Jan made it to the live. I love it. Yeah, I love it when you guys can actually join on the live when it works out with what you're doing. So this size, so we need to have a few more small ones. So I'm thinking kind of fill things in. So we've got the green, so we should do a red over here. And I'm like, does this one fit? That one would fit pretty good right here. So we'll do that one next. But yeah, let me know what your day's been like. It's Wednesday. This week's been going by so fast. I'm like, I can't believe it's already Wednesday. So this is just the process. And you can do this. I've done this before. I don't think I've done this with pressed flowers yet. And so that's part of why I'm so excited about it. I think it's going to be really cute when we finish it. But you could do this with regular sealing wax, with whatever stamps and all that. What size is the tiny one? This one, I don't have it like not 100%, but I feel like 90%. That's the 20. This one's like an 18. And this one's the tiniest, which is a 12, I think, millimeters. But if you got the holiday gift box, it had a set of 10 blanks. So you'll have all of these. And I am going to add that set of 10 blanks to the shop after the new year. So you could definitely grab that if you wanted to. Do you need to worry about bubbles with clear? Yes, you kind of want to avoid bubbles. For example, I have one here. So it's not ideal, but also I might be able to connect one close to that to cover it. We are going to add gold to all of this. So that is one thing that this bubble, there's a little bit of a bump on it, but it's inside the glue enough that it didn't like pop, so it won't be super obvious. So what you can do is you definitely want to be working on low. A lot of people have an issue with hot glue that as soon as they're trying to use it and they just have it on low and it like won't come out or it won't flow out. It'll just be like a circular stream. Um, so you can bump it up to high for like 2 minutes if you're having a hard time getting it to even come out and then go back to low. Otherwise, just keep it on low the whole time if it's working. But you can even unplug your hot glue too and let it kind of cool down a little bit and then plug it back on in. How do you sign up for the holiday box? The holiday gift box is already, that was back in October. So that one has passed. I do want to do other ones in the future. I'm thinking of doing a Mother's Day version. So it's just like a one-time special box, not a subscription, anything like that. But I do have my holiday lettering boxes still available in my holiday wax seal club box. So you can get those ones on my website if you're interested in that. I can see working on journals today, working on Christmas cards while our hubby snow blows our driveway. That just sounds really great because it feels Christmassy when you're describing it, and it is not Christmassy here. It's not even that cold yet. And normally in Utah, we've got lots of snow going and everything. So it just doesn't quite feel as Christmassy as it could. You know what I mean? It's fine though. I mean, I'm not complaining. But it just doesn't. I was thinking about that today. It's like it just doesn't quite feel like Christmas because there's not been any snow. So I'm thinking maybe a white one here, or maybe we should move up to this side and do one up here. And so this one does extend a little bit, and I think that's going to be okay. Ooh. So we'll put it in, press, and then we're going to put it right. The one thing you would want to be paying attention to as you're doing this is the orientation of the flower. So like this one, it's going up and down, and so is this one. These ones are round, so it doesn't matter. But if it does matter, you would want to adjust. So I'm thinking I need 2 more here. I need to put that back on the ice pack because I haven't used it yet. But I'm thinking for that little one, probably just a little white flower. I haven't made this before, so I'm kind of like, how big does this get? You know? I don't know if we want to go with this one since we've already got the dark green. Maybe we should stick with dark greens. So there's this leaf type. I love the leaves because you can just break off little sections and then it's the perfect size for a seal. And you can even break, like this one, we can even cut it more. Some of them are a little bit, this one's harder just to break. It's easier to cut because it's just a little thicker. But that one would be cute. Okay, so let's check this guy is done. So you can see it's kind of coming together. I think I want to do this one next. That's the one I just took off, so this one's a little bigger. But we did that one here, so this one should be here. And I think it should be a little bigger than this one. That one seems kind of small. Maybe this guy is more like full looking. But pressed flower seals are actually I love them. I love doing anything with pressed flowers. And so you can make these with sealing wax as well. So you could do white sealing wax or vellum could be really pretty. But it doesn't have to be hot glue. But hot glue is fun because it's clear. So that makes it a little different and unique. I'm thinking it's going to come out kind of oval shaped, like fill in here and fill in here. I think hopefully it will work. I'm still getting over being sick. Each day a little better. Yeah, I hope you get better soon. That's the worst when it just kind of drags on. Spending the day avoiding the wintry mix here in Michigan and resting a foot injury. Oh, I hope it gets better. South Carolina is brown and drab, but my daughter in Minnesota got 6 to 9 inches overnight. Wow. It sounds Christmassy until you have to shovel it. Yeah, for real. I don't actually do most of the shoveling. Sergio's pretty good about that. And he'll get the boys out there helping him, and they'll do ours. And we kind of share a driveway with the neighbor, so they'll do part of her driveway too. But yeah, it's a lot of work. Because I have had to shovel it before on days when he's like not here or something like that. And it's like, this is the workout for the day. Okay, so let's do this tiny little white one in here. This is going to be so cute. It's a little baby sill. I'm thinking right here. And let's see. I kind of want to do a little one there, but then I'd have to do like 2 little ones. And I don't know if that will look weird or if I should just do a big one. And then I can do this size here, maybe. So I'm going to keep those on the ice pack. They're not quite cold yet. But then color-wise, we need a red up here. So I would love to use this one. It's a little too big. I think maybe I have a smaller one in my set. So let's see. Really the only time I've used these red flowers is like Valentine's and Christmas. I just don't really use the red. I guess I don't really have a smaller one of that. This one's kind of smaller, but I think that would look nice and add some variety. And then maybe another green here, but I want it to be bigger. Or we could do this white one. What do you think? White one or green one? The green one, I'm thinking like another one of these in that area. But I think the red for sure up here. We need one more red to balance it out. Okay, so this one's done. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so cute? It's the cutest little mini. I'm like, I want to add them all over, but I'm like, I don't want to make this too humongous or it's not going to be cute anymore. Okay, let's try the red one. And I'm thinking I can use this size. It will extend a little bit past, but I think it will be okay. We'll put our red in and press. And then squish it in. That one's connected to 3 sides. I'm going to kind of hold it for a minute to make sure it kind of sets before I let go. Yeah, so what do you think? The bottom green or white? The white does have a little green. There, now it's kind of set. Green, white. Hello from Texas and 71 degrees. The perfect temperature. I love it. This one does have some green in it, but let's see. There's a little leafy that's getting stuck right there. Yeah, I'm like, maybe this, I don't know. Because then it makes the white like only right here. So I think it should be green, but maybe like less, like a little smaller green. Maybe like that. Let's see if this one's done. If it's sticking, that's usually like a good sign to wait. So this is definitely getting very oval-y and like oblong, which is fine. Let's see if we can do this one, if it will fill up the space. Okay, so then we'll press and push it in. Okay, so it's kind of like rounded oblong. I kind of was envisioning more horizontal, but I think this will still work and be really cute. So we've got to let that dry. And there's two. In the meantime, I'm going to take these bigger blanks. I think I'm going to take those off. And these are those ones, so I do need those ones in a second. But these other ones, I think I won't be using them, so I'm just going to take them off so they can, and kind of dry them off a little bit so they don't get ruined. So anyway, I'm going to pull those ones off. So that's all the blanks. Let's see. Let's leave that one a set more. So I'm thinking the other thing I need to do is just clean off if there's any little bits of flowers that are where they're not supposed to be, and just pull those off. This one like extends past, so I can just break it off. And the same with that one. Okay, let's take a look. So now we have our little chain. This is more like, feels like a collage than a chain, but I think it's really cute. So next we need to decide. So this is kind of the idea that it goes on your gift. So it could go on green or it could go on white. What do we think? Green or white? The other thing is ribbon. So there's two things we can do. We can punch holes here and then tie it with ribbon around, which I think would look really cute. Or you can do all your ribbon layering and just set this on top. And so because the other one we're going to tie with the ribbon, I think this one we can do the ribbon and then set it on top. So I grabbed a few different types because I wasn't exactly sure. Let's see, what did I grab? So I have this one as like for the base. I also grabbed this one, which is one of the deals of the day. So this one is crepe silk ribbon. And it's a little bit darker than these reds, but I feel like maybe it will still work. It's got, so the idea is we could just put the ribbon down like a few layers of ribbon, and then we just set that on top. And then we don't attach it to ribbon at all. Green, 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 green. Everyone thinks green, and Marilyn thinks white, and me, I was going to go with white. Because the other one's just going to be the flower and gold. We could do it either way. Because if we do it this one, I don't think I would do the red ribbon. I think I would do a layer of this ribbon. And then we could do, I have a dark green. And then a layer of this ribbon. And then this just, once we add the gold, it just sits on top. I don't know. I kind of want to keep this like all greens and whites. I kind of want to go with the white paper. Because then we could do the ribbon, could be red. Do you guys do this at home when you're making something? You have to go through all the options. Red as a base. And then what else do I have? I thought I grabbed a white, but maybe I didn't. Oh, I did. A cream. And then that. And then this goes on the top. What do you guys think? The greens get lost in the plaid. Yeah, I'm wondering if we could do like white over the green. What about the ribbon with the red stripe? I didn't grab that one today. Yeah. I have this gold, but I feel like it's going to be weird with the gold we add. And maybe we'll just try this. And actually, I'm like, I didn't even grab any tape to tape it on. So you'll have to just hot glue it on. Okay. So we'll take this ribbon. And if I had a thicker red that was a little more yellow in tone, like the flowers, I would probably go with that, but I don't. So sometimes it's like, well, just go with what you have and it'll turn out really great. So I'm just gonna trim this, move that to the side, and then I am gonna just hot glue this. I did use actual tape. I don't know if you guys were on the live where I was like, oh, I'm gonna try not taping, like having the tape hidden, because we took a gift wrapping class in my membership, the Script and Seal Society, and Wrapped by Carrie was our guest, and so she was teaching us about how that's kind of like the look is not showing your tape, but then she said that with the caveat of like do whatever you want, because if you just want to have the tape down, that's fine. But so I did what I wanted and I used the tape and it's showing because I'm like, I can't get it to wrap tight enough when I don't do that. So I'm just gonna fold, I just hot glued that over so it's not the raw edge. And with this ribbon, it's kind of showing through a little bit, which is fine because this is the back. But so maybe tape would be a good option, but I just don't have any handy with me right now. Okay, so then we're gonna pull it tight. Okay, so looking great. Got something a little fuzzies right there. Okay, and then next I want to do this one on top. Double-sided tape works easy to hide the tape. That's what I was using, and I was having such like, I couldn't get the paper to be tight was the problem. Like I couldn't, anyway, maybe I just need to practice more with it, you know, try it more. You could also cut the ribbon with pinking shears. Oh yeah, that'd be cute to have kind of a different edge. Okay, so same thing. I'm just gonna glue this on. Oops. So I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna try to fold it down a little bit. So make it rounded, and then I'm just gonna put that whole thing down. I'm like, did I glue the first one to the bottom? I don't think so. Okay, just gonna hold that for a second while it's cooling till it's kind of set up. I am late again. Welcome, Patty. That's okay. We're doing like a wax seal kind of chain situation. So now this gift is ready. So then we can do, this is what we just made, Patty. So then we need to add the gold and then we can just set it on. And I think I'll attach it to the paper part with glue dots versus the ribbon part, because I think that'll be a little tricky. So let's add some gold to this and then we'll do the second version of the chain where we're actually making more, we're actually using like metal chain links to connect it all together. So I'm going to use my Krylon Gold leafing pen. Here it is. So I got to shake it up. And I want a lot of flow. This whole area, the whole thing that I'm doing is just the rims of the sills. So I want a ton of ink coming out of this pen. So I'm going to hold it down. I can pump it a little bit to make sure it's really coming out good. So you want like a lot coming out, not just a little bit. And then I think I might start in the, I was going to see maybe I could try to prop this up with something so it's a little bit closer, at least while I do the interior. So we don't want any little bits of these little flowers on here because then it just gets stuck on the pen. So we do want to try to get those off. I'm like, where did my tweezers go? There's one more right here. but they stick to it because it's hot glue, so it's kind of sticky. Keep thinking it would be pretty to hang in the window as a sun catcher, but would the sun melt it? I don't know. I don't think it would melt it, but I've never tried it, so I think that could be really good. Recipients could use sills as an ornament after opening it if you use glue dots. Yeah, I love that idea. I think that'd be really fun. You could even yeah, like, you could even do the hole on this side, depending on however you wrapped your gift, and then have it be, like, tie it in a bow and connect it, and then you're ready to use it. Okay, so from here, I'm worried about coloring on that pretty box, so I'll just bring it down. So I just need to go around the edges with the gold. Go all the way around on each one. And I want a lot of flow, and I'm mostly just getting the tops right now. I'm not trying to get the sides or edges yet, just the tops. And I feel like this is where it gets, like, really fun and kind of pretty, is all the gold. Just go around, around, around. Okay, let me know if you've got your Christmas shopping done now that it's getting closer to Christmas, or you're still in process. Because this weekend was like, I am not doing anything else until I actually get all of the Christmas shopping done. And so, anyway, so I did get it all done. And there's just a few more things, but like almost everything. And I was like, oh, it just feels so good to be not worried about that. And then my kids had at school, they do the cutest thing. It's called the Holly Jolly Shop, but I'm not gonna color this part because that's where I'm gonna hold it. So I don't want to do that one yet. But they give them like a little paper to fill out of how much money and all the people, like siblings, parents, grandparents, friends, pets, relatives, all of those things. And so then they can take some of their money and buy gifts, and then it's actually like a surprise. And they did it last year, but my one son was 5, and so I don't think I don't know, really understood what was going on. But this year he was so excited, and they already put them under the tree. But I don't know. I just thought it was so cool that the school kind of organized that so they could be able to buy things that are within a children's budget and have it be a surprise for family members. So anyway, it was really cute. They were so excited about it. So I'm just getting the edges, and I'm trying not to get gold everywhere while I'm doing this. And it's like a little bit there's lots of gold. So I'm just getting, like, in all the little nooks and crannies as close as I can. And you can always do it in multiple coats, like, you could do some and then be like, "Okay, I'm gonna come back to that once it dries." I wanna try to finish it with you guys on the live, so that's why I'm trying to get into all the little spots. But I'm gonna pump it again, because the more flow, the easier this kinda goes, and I can also I can hold in the center too, so that might work a little better than getting this side. Um, got here late, so I'm watching from the start. I had to share that my dad's retirement community events coordinator asked me to do an event. They are doing cards this week, so next we will make sills. I love that. That's gonna be so much fun. I love how you guys introduce wax sills to other people, your friends and family, and it really is such a fun thing, and it's also easy enough that, like, anyone can pick it up. Anyone could try it and have fun. So I love that you're doing that. That's so great. Okay, and I'm gonna rotate. This is probably the most well, I mean, it's probably equally as time consuming as actually making the flower sills. We're just getting the gold on. Got that edge. And I'm like, have I gotten all the edges? Let me rotate. I think I did. Okay, at this point, I can see I got some gold ink here, so I'm going to make sure that's like dried off, and then I'm going to drop it. And then there's a few spots that I was just having a hard time getting when it was in my hand, so I'm going to get those now. And there's a few little areas over here. Uh-oh. I got some in the wrong spot, so let's talk about what to do with that. But I think I got everything. It's mostly covered now. A little bit more over here. I guess there's a few spots in here in the middle that I could get a little better. So it's more like fully covered. So if you make a mistake and you get this pen somewhere it's not supposed to be, you can clean it off. And I'm like, as long as my rubbing alcohol is still in my bin, yes. So rubbing alcohol, and then just take one of these little crafting swabs. And then we can get some on the end, and then this will we can just clean it right off. So I got some right here on the end of the flower of this big one. And try not to get the gold onto the actual flower itself, because rubbing alcohol won't it'll just absorb it, which it kind of did on the end. But so that now it's like, great, looks good. I'm going to try to pick it up without touching it. And I'm just going to move this off camera and out of my working area so the ink can just dry. So let's see. Gold is setting it off as usual. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like the gold really like finishes it off, and it will make on the gift itself will be like, oh, this feels really special, you know? So the next thing we have here, the next type is we're using this blank round set. So I call it the classic border blank set. So in the shop, it's normally 50, like 55 is the price, but it's set at 32 for the deal of the day. So if you want to get it, it comes in a set of 3. So we've got the 25 millimeter, a 20, so about an inch, a little less than an inch, and a little more than an inch. This one's more like an inch and a quarter is about the size. Between an inch, like an inch and 3/16 maybe. So I'm just kind of drying them off because they were really, they had a lot of liquid on them, but then I am going to just put them back on the ice pack. But that way, when I go to use them, I don't have to spend so much time drying them. So now they're kind of ready to go. So I've got that set up, and then let's see what else I need. I need some flowers. So we have, the other gift I wrapped was in green. So I'm kind of thinking white flowers. What do you guys think? I'm thinking not green because they're just going to blend in. But do we go red flowers or do we do all white? Because if we do white, well, you guys know I just love white. So that's going to be my default answer. But you guys let me know what you think. So we could do, and we also have different sizes, but we're doing them in a chain. So I don't know if we want to do like a big one in the middle and then 2 matching flowers on the end with the same size maybe, because I think we can do 3. I don't think we want to do like biggest to smallest because then it'd look kind of snowman-y. If we did red, here's red. I definitely feel like it would feel Christmassy. And I do have 3 different types of reds here. But I kind of like the white. I feel like the white kind of pops better. Let's see, white, all white, white, both red and white. Yeah, I wonder if you could do like a red, white, red situation. Something like that could be fun. Okay, well, let's start with, I think this needs to be in the middle because it's the biggest one. But I think it's even a little too big for this stamp. So, because we're cutting at the border, so even that one's a little too big. So this one's probably perfect. So let's make that sill right now. get that going while we decide our next ones. So pour a little bit smaller than your stamp size, and then we'll put in the flower and then press. And I'm not worried about the edge at all because I'm cutting it all off. So edge doesn't matter, bubbles don't matter. So I do like the idea of doing like the same flower top and bottom, but I would need to see if I have another one of those white ones, which I think I do. So pull back out the flowers. This one looks kind of bigger. I'm trying to find one that's similar. That one will work. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So these ones aren't connected, so we can just make them right now. So we can pour this and we'll put in our flower and we'll take our blank. This one's the 25 millimeters. It's like the standard stamp size, and press. And we're going to have to cool that down again. If you're just joining, you have to put your stamps on an ice pack before you put it in hot glue so that it doesn't stick. If you don't do that, it's going to stick. Did you mention where to get the small flowers? I did talk about it a little bit. So I mentioned that I have had them in the shop. I'm still trying to find a good manufacturer. I ordered a bunch of flowers, but the quality, the coloring isn't what I want it to be. So anyway, I don't have them in my shop anymore. Etsy is a good place, or you can find them on Amazon. But for me on Amazon, some of the flowers are painted, but they're really kind of obnoxious colors to me. I don't like them. And so you kind of have to dig a little bit to find a set that you like, but they definitely have them on there. And the price isn't terrible. The ones in the holiday gift box are just plain. That should be here soon. Yes. So the ones, if you ordered the holiday gift box back in October, they'll be like this. So just like a flat one, but they're all the sizes. And that got shipped out on yesterday or Monday. I think it was Monday, actually. I'm like, I can't remember. I found them at Hobby Lobby in the resin section. Okay, that's good to know. So you can find them other places. So this one I'm going to pull off first because I need this to cool down again on the ice pack. But the thing that's fun about this little set is it creates this little border around, which is going to make it really easy to cut out. This is my first time using this set. I've used it to like make the seal to take the photo, but I hadn't got to use it yet with making flower sills. So now we're going to cut it out. So the first cut, I'm just going around and I'm not trying to be exact. I'm just trying to get the edge off because it's so thick and kind of clunky. So then we've got this. So then this we don't need. For hot glue, you can melt it in a spoon. For me, I don't love it because it gets so sticky, but you can totally, especially if there's nothing in this, like there's not a flower, there's not gold paint on it, you can 100% remelt it and reuse it if you're using a spoon. So then this one, we'll cut this one out as well. And again, I usually just do a rough cut the first time just to get the edge off. And then the next time I'm going to be more exact so I can get like exactly where I want it to be. So the reason why I love these and why we're cutting it is because we're going to be using a punch to make little holes in it to connect it with chain. So to be able to fit it in here, we need it to be thin, because if we try it, well, on the next one I'll show you, but when it has the lip of the sill on it, it's a little too fat to use easily. So this one fills, it's cold enough. So I'm going to go ahead and make my last sill for this. And I'm going to put the flower in and then press. So we got to let that one cool. In the meantime, we can keep cutting these. Let's see. Wow, that was in October. Time flies. I got a notification that my box has been shipped. I can't wait to receive it. Yeah, so we shipped them out on Monday. So we had originally said it would be by the 10th, which is today, but we did manage to get them out a little sooner. So we were happy about that, so that you guys get them a little sooner. But that's something I think I'll do next year too. And it was kind of fun to just do not a subscription box, just a one-time one-time box that you could gift to yourself or gift to someone else. Kind of has everything in it that you need. So I'm just going around the edge. You just want to use sharp scissors. I don't think you need a lot of my scissors are just like from Costco when they sell them in a pack of 3. So you don't need something super fancy. So I'm just cutting it the best I can around the edge, but I'm keeping, if you can see, that little lip is still there, which we want. So that one's done and it looks so cute. Let's cut this one and then we'll check our last one. And then we're going to be connecting this with chain or with like jump links. I don't think we'll have to use like chain today because we don't need them to be that long. Let's see, where did I end off? Okay, going around. Made it. Okay, so now we have number 2 done, and again, we kept the little lip. The other thing that you can do this with a blank, but it just makes it hard to get a good circle when you're just freehanding it, cutting it out. So that's why I love these ones because it's made for these types of sills to like make a flower sill. So the thing I was going to show you with the lip is like you can probably maneuver this in here. It's just pretty challenging. And especially if you tried to do, I think technically you're supposed to punch on this bottom side. If you try to get that in there, you can't at all. So for that reason, that's why I like to cut it off. Plus, I think it looks really nice. And you'll see it come together here. So let's get this cut off. And if you're just joining this stamp set, it's a set of 3, is the deal of the day. Let me see. I just bought an electric warmer with adjustable heat. I love it. I do like the electric warmers more than the candle and spoon, I think. But my top favorite, everyone will have to weigh in. My top favorite is a glue gun. Then I would go with the electric warmer. And then the bottom one, I'd go with the candle and spoon. I feel like the electric ones are nice. They seem to manage the temperature a little better than an actual flame. And glue guns, they're just too easy. So let me know what your preference is. Which one do you like best for melting your wax? Okay, so now we've got that one, kept the edge. And then we can do I'm going to take this one. I don't need this on the ice pack anymore. So I'm going to dry that off. Where did you get your kits of jump ring links? Is it a kit or did you buy everything and just put the keychains in? It was a little kit. So I have the link of it will be on this video once it's posted. It might even be in the description of the video right now. But it was like a keychain set is what I bought. And so it has the keychains, it has like actual chain and jump links. But I've also just bought in a thing of jump links and they're all just down here now in the bottom of this little bin. But I just got these gold ones, I think from Michael's several years ago. And so you can just buy the jump links in different sizes that way. Or that one I bought because I was making wax silk keychains. But I've just been using the little pieces in it. I haven't used a lot of the actual keychain parts. So you might not need this whole set, but you can get just the jump links and work with that and it would work great. I'm using the 50mm round stamp. It's sticking to the clear hot wax so that it's really difficult to remove the stamp. What am I doing wrong? It needs to be cold. So how we've got our ice pack out, you need that 50mm stamp on the ice pack. It needs to be cold and not just like a little bit cold. It needs to be really cold because then the hot glue will just come right off of it and it won't get stuck at all. But what you can do if it's currently stuck onto the stamp, like you've got hot glue stuck here, you can just put the whole thing in the freezer, just set it in there and that will get it cold and then it should come off after that. But yeah, always remember ice pack and cold metal won't stick to your glue. So always remember that. Okay, so we've got these done now. So we can kind of see how it's going to look. And then I want to position, because I need to punch a hole in this part. So I'm like, it would be great to do it in that little spot where there's not a petal, or like in one of these areas. So I think I'm going to do it there. So I want it going up and down this way. And the same here, I just want to position this so that kind of the areas I'm punching the holes in don't necessarily have flowers. Maybe, I think that way is fine. Maybe like that. So it's going to be like that when we're done. If I'm only making one, I use candle. If I'm making a lot, glue gun. If I have my grandchildren, electric pot. I love how, that's a good point, because it kind of depends too on what you're doing, how many you're making, who you're making it with. So I'm going in, this is the 1/16 of an inch punch, and I'm just going to punch a little hole. And the most annoying part is getting it off after you've punched the hole through. It just takes a minute to kind of maneuver it, but you can see it's just a really tiny little hole there. And then I want to kind of go straight down if I can. So it's straight. Let's see. Yeah. And then punch. And I could use my little awl to see if I can come in there and lift it. That kind of helped a little bit. But now I've got a punch on the top and the bottom. So you can see there's the two punches there. So then I can connect it. And I didn't quite get it straight, but that's okay. So I can connect it to the next one. So I got to do the same thing, where I'm going to do one on this side. And I think using the awl makes it a little faster. Pop that off. And sometimes you'll get these little bits of the hot glue, and you can just move those to the side. So I've got it on that side now. There's the punch. So I just need to get it on the other side. And just try to get it straight. Can't quite tell if it is or not. But I think once we get it on, it'll be fine. I don't think it's a super huge deal. So then we've got that one's ready. And we're going to do this one. And the only thing that's a little tricky with this is that we have to add the gold and it has to dry. So we might not finish this one completely. So then you can kind of see that. So then we've got all our pieces here. And I think I'll just show you how to connect it, because once I add the gold, we can't use it at all until it's dried. And so then we won't even be able to touch it. But let me show you. Actually, that is, I was like, I knew I forgot something, my little tweezers. Hopefully I have the other set here. Yes. Okay, so we do want some of these. Okay. And then we're going to grab some of these jump links. Show you digging through my little bin of metal things. So you need 3 per like connection. So 3 on each of those sides, and then I think just 1 on the end is kind of how it will work. Okay. So we'll just connect 1, and I think that should give you enough of an idea to make it work. So we need to open them up, and we can drop the middle one in and connect 1. And you would have painted these gold prior to this point. So then we've got the 2 But to get it to lie flat, we need one more that connects it. So we'll open that up, and you just want to open it like the least amount you can get away with opening it. And then put that one through, and then close it up. And then it creates this cute little chain. And so we would connect all three. And then the last thing that I was going to do was, I have connected it with paper clips before. So you need just something for the ribbon to kind of connect to. So I would connect this one to this and then have ribbon going through it. But I was also playing with this before I started, if I used more like this type of jump link, because then it's rounded. And I think it's a little prettier than the paper clip. So if it connects to that, and then the ribbon goes to the back, and then it also connects on the top side. Does that make sense? We just won't have time to finish it with the ink drying, so I kind of wanted to explain it, the idea. But that's kind of the basic idea. But I think it's kind of cute and just different and would just be really fun. And I love the paper coordinating with the flowers, so you could kind of change that up depending on which one you wanted to do. I was going to move this. Can you possibly remove the metal piece from your hole punch to make it easier to remove? That is a good question. Maybe. It's like connected here, but maybe you could even get something in there and just cut it off. But then that would, yeah, kind of solve that problem. They might have different types of hole punches like this, though, that doesn't have the issue or doesn't have that piece. So let's really quick. So that's the one idea. I'll finish this one off and share it in a reel today, so then you can see the final result for the full effect. But we can look at this one. I think this one's probably going to be dried by now, our other one that we made. So if you missed in the beginning, we made this, which is really fun. And you can see there's a few spots that I need to touch up, which is fine. So I can get those touched up. I think I would add it to the gift and then add it on top. But we can take a look at our little gift. And I need, my glue dots are downstairs, but this will kind of give you the idea of the final effect. So we can do a glue dot on maybe these two would be good because the flower is kind of hiding it anyway. So then you wouldn't be able to see the glue dot, but it would be stuck onto the paper versus the ribbon. And so then it's just kind of a fun little topper on top of a gift. I feel like it makes it look really special and just different and fun. So that's the two ideas I had for today. I feel like this one's a little bit more delicate, where this one, I guess it depends on how you build it out. This one ended up being really kind of rounded because I started with that big one in the center, but maybe you start with more this size in the center and you only use the little ones and go more horizontal, and it just comes more of a, more this way, you know, and not so like rounded. But I still, regardless, I still think it's really cute and kind of fun. And you could play with the wrapping paper, with your ribbons, with your flower colors to totally change how this looks. And this could even work not at Christmas time, right? Like you could do this in the springtime for Mother's Day, for anything like that, to really, and just change up your colors, and it will totally change it how it looks. So if you guys want to shop the deals of the day, there's still, today's deals are this set of 3 classic border stamps. So it's the one that we used for these sills, which are really cute and fun. And maybe I will just color one gold so you can see it, because that's when it makes it really special. So let me add, I was just going to add that in the link one more time. But just real quick, we'll do it on this one because I didn't connect it. And I don't even know if we'll do the whole thing, but we'll just, but you do the top and do the edge, the side. But it creates like this little border around it that if you didn't have that little, the border, it would just be a flat sill. Let me see if if I can set it on this so you can kind of get the idea. But you can see it looks really cute once the gold's added, and just like a little finish, really delicate little design. So they're really fun. So that's what you do. You'd add the gold, but it just takes that time to dry. So I added the link if you want to get the deal of the day, then you can snag that. But it was the 3 sets. It's also the Christmas tree stamp is $10. It's not the same one that was in the lettering box. It's got a different tree, but it's the same shape of stamp. And then there's also the green wax. So you could definitely get these, and the warmers and spoons are still available. Grab those and you've got a whole kit ready to go for someone who's crafty, sister, mom, aunt, cousin, daughters, granddaughters, anyone like that that loves crafty things would really like it. So thank you guys for joining me. We have 2 more days. That's it of our 12 days of wax sales and deals. So tomorrow, it'll be around the same time, 1:30 p.m. If you ever want to get a text message, you can text the word live to this phone number, and then I'll send you a text that's like, this is when I'm going live, so you can join me. But should be tomorrow at 1:30. Friday is going to be a little earlier, more around 11, because that's when my kids are in school. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll plan on seeing you tomorrow at 1:30 for our next 12 days wax sale project and deal. Thanks, guys.